Oh, yeah, man. We on the spot after the spot, man. We want to thank Ooh Wee for providing us with all the different various variations and plants and roll-ups and everything, man. When you really want to smoke and you're in the Pacific Northwest, man, hit that Ooh Wee, man.
Ooh wee.
Ooh wee.
Man, hey, we feeling a little bit hotepish today and shit, man. So, we got the one and only Dwann B in here.
What's up, man?
Welcome. Always a pleasure, man. Welcome
I
back.
said welcome. Thank you. I'm just used to hosting. I said welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, that nigga
Welcome
said
back.
I said welcome like I'm the host.
Of course, man, we got McGlover in here, man.
Yo,
the
what's
South
happening?
shall rise.
Oh, man, whistling Dixie all the way, baby.
Oh, man. And then once again, the old St. Nixter, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and start this episode by lighting up, man, as we shall.
Yeah. I need nothing.
So,
It ain't bad.
Yeah, man.
that nigga McGlover ready to catch a fade with Kendrick, bro. That nigga hot. He hot, man. They just talked about Drake.
I like Drake, me myself, but I ain't really been caught up on the little rap beef and shit.
I've been all on it.
For real?
I've been all on it.
Who been serving it?
Man, Kendrick just served.
I don't
Drake.
like that last song that Kendrick.
Kendrick.
Everybody been playing on the internet. I've been hearing.
Oh, that 417?
Yeah, the little.
I mean, the They Ain't Like Us.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, that DJ
kinda,
Busta?
Yeah.
That was actually my least favorite out the series.
For real?
Yeah, that was my least
I
favorite
gotta
out the
listen,
series.
'cause
But at
I'm
the
like, I
same
wasn't feeling
time,
that.
think about what Kendrick just did. He just made a diss song calling somebody a pedophile and made it the summer song, the song of the summer. Like, I was driving down Slauson in the Crenshaw the other day, and they was playing it. I was just like, man, this is like, they really playing
LA
this.
gonna support their artists. That's one thing about LA. They gonna rally behind.
Hey, well,
Yeah.
let's keep it 100. It really wasn't a contest, man. Between Drake and fucking Kendrick, like, come on, man.
Here's what made, you're right. This is what made it a contest. People that follow Drake, the Drake following is like the LeBron following. It's loyal. It's like the Canelo following. It's loyal. They can't do no wrong. Like, Canelo lost a fight a couple years ago. You act like they act like it didn't exist. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, wait a minute, what loss? You know? And so, LeBron, he been running up and down the court with a cane, and they still going around talking about he the GOAT. You know what I mean? And so it is the same, with Drake. His fan base, and when he came out with the first couple disses, they was really weak, mellow, but the fan base was like, oh, he got him, and they was just so loud. And when Kendrick came back with Euphoria, you had cats like Cam and Mace, like, man, but it took too long to come out. I'm like, when it's 2 weeks being too long, they start making up all these false criteria, like the Drake fan base, and that's what made it a fight. The fanboys was like loud. Even though if you listen to the music, it wasn't close. And so by the time he got to 616, then Meet the Grams, it was over. That was the one.
But that's like if you put KRS-One against fucking let me think, cause I
Vanilla Ice. Mm-hmm. Because Drake he's a mimicker. And I saw this, you know me, I be looking at things. Music is my heart and soul, You know what I mean? But I also look at it from a spiritual point of view and a big picture point of view. Drake has been somebody that they put out. Mm-hmm. They gave him all the access. Concept. You rap like Fonte. You take Soulja Boy's ideas. It's like whatever. If somebody did something hot, he got a song coming right behind it mimicking that. He's been the ultimate mimicker.
You saying he like Master P?
He like Master P. Yeah, he's like in a lot of ways like Jay-Z. I'm a mimic styles. I'm a mimic rhyme patterns. Diddy. That's been the thing that's been winning out over the last 30 years is these Diddy, when they Bad Boy sample stuff, they didn't even mix it like Ninth Wonder would. They would just say, here, 4 bars, boom. They didn't even make it. So you had this mimicking culture in hip-hop, since hip-hop is like, we all can agree 96 is when it started to go down after 96, when it came to hip-hop. What, about 95? 96? Mid-90s, after Tupac and Biggie died.
What you consider hip-hop?
When it spoke to the needs of the people.
I don't know, because
gave us party music.
Wu-Tang came in strong.
They was strong. I mean, they was strong. I'm talking about like when it was a lot. I'm talking about when it was like it was a whole bunch of acts that was just.
The death of hip hop. I say the death of hip hop is like 2002.
Oh yeah, that's when it was dead. I'm talking about when it started. When it plateaued, it was about 96, and then it kind of DMX, Wu-Tang kind of rode it. But 02, I call it the fuckboy era hip hop. That's when it became Hoes and Clothes and nothing really other than Nelly and shit.
Nelly.
That's from
Yeah. And the shit just fell off.
Underlay, mama,
That nursery rhyme shit.
Oh, man, that shit was garbage. Man.
And so it declined to where now, like when Jay-Z came in mimicking things, I was true hip-hop, true be original. That word biting, that meant something to me. And then when I saw Jay-Z switch his style up, now you looking like, first you look like Jazzo, now you look like Memphis Bleak. Then you go around, you rhyming, and then you got State Property, then you off to...
The Dipset was cracking, though.
Yeah, he would take care. Dipset was cracking. But I would see that mimicking thing, and then it got glorified, his mimicking.
Would you say that's the formula? Because we watched it with Wayne. We damn sure watched it with Snoop.
Who's Snoop mimicking?
You know how many rappers?
Oh, yeah.
A gang of Bay Area niggas. He mimicked a gang of Bay Area.
Not just that. I'm just talking about a lot of rappers get signed to Doggy Style records or you never hear them. But Snoop come out with a new album.
He had rosters too. Talent. He had talent too.
But I'm
on
not
Doggy
saying,
Style.
I'm not going as far as saying that but I'm just saying like Dr. Dre.
And this been a culture that is cheating the game. That's why the game got cheap. Because you got that, then it devolves to now you have Drake. And Drake gets a 15-year run because all the talent got pushed to the side.
You know what? I'm going to keep it real with you.
I think Drake, shit, nigga, it's people way worse than Drake.
Of course, because he's the best of a bad
At least he ain't
situation.
talking about sticks and sliding. I'm so tired of hearing about that shit.
Well, you know what? I really think, and this is an opinion. I really think that when hip-hop was at its peak, when they seen the concept of what they can do with Eminem, that they was like, hey, look, let's do this. Let's dumb down the culture.
Yeah.
And then
Eminem always been a spitter, though.
No. Let's make the greatest rappers our culture. So then we got a yellow wolf walking around. We got a what's the Jack Harper.
But they always been in hip hop. People, white boys like that, always been in hip hop.
I'm not saying no. Feel me. I'm not saying that they ain't always been. What I'm saying, but all right, like let's keep it real. Without no third base, there's no MF Doom. You know what I mean? Because third base. Without third base, there's no Nas. He the one who signed him. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying in regards to taking the white boy up out of the up out of hip hop. No, that's not what you can't take. You can let me keep it 100. You cannot take that nationality up out of hip hop.
They're Americans.
They've been they've been in the music game.
They can't.
You go watch Unsung.
That's another thing. Like Puerto Ricans, I don't think Puerto Ricans they just doing hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But they was around from the beginning too. You know what I'm saying?
They was around, but they don't get credit for creating it.
B-boying it, all that. They was, you know what I'm saying?
They was around, but like around don't mean create. And so
they was there.
They get credit like Cool been. But the only thing I didn't like about that is like them trying to say they created something. Like no. You just watching Soul Train like everybody else and going to the park and doing the dance.
Well, they try to say that with
the Jamaican community. I wanted to hit you. I want to get to the Jamaican point, but I want to go back to what you just said about the dumbing down with Eminem.
Yeah.
And see, Eminem had the rhyme patterns he could spit, but the dumbing down, Eminem never said shit. Remember, it used to be requirement. Okay, now you couldn't just sound technically good. You had to have some level of substance of what you were saying at. And when Eminem came on, that substance layer got taken out. He could rap about pills, killing his mama. People stopped giving a fuck what you were rapping about as long as it sounded good.
Well, it was with Eminem. That first album for me, it was the shock value. Like I was like, oh, this dude hard.
And Dre's production.
Niggas wasn't thinking about Dre, but that nigga when he dropped
Dre's
that
production
at that time for what he gave Eminem some of his best. Because production's always like why we like the music. If they for the production, is poetry. And
I like his delivery more than the music.
And Nate Dogg too.
I'm very much
and Nate Dogg.
Nate Dogg. Now Nate Dogg is Nate Dogg probably is the unsung hero.
No matter who Nate Dogg was on at that point, it was a hit.
And in that era, yeah.
That era, he got
Nate was on everything. He was gonna win. You put Nate on your shit.
You got unknown artists because you think that's. I be looking at Nate Dogg songs now, thinking it's Nate Dogg, forgetting who the fuck made that one hit. Am I lying?
Man, real talk.
That's the power of Nate Dogg at that time. We gotta. I don't want to take away from Eminem, but we always gotta add in Nate. They do Nate Dogg on everything.
Nate Dogg was on all kind of shit, man.
And when he was on all that Eminem, that you gonna have to go.
I forgot he was
on time he
50,
got the skill.
He was on 50 shit. Was it Love Me Now?
That's a hit.
And you still
have love for me, girl. Nigga, Nate Dogg was it.
Hey, Nate was boy.
That was the hit.
That was Nate Dogg, huh?
Yeah, Nate. Hey, when you think about it, Nate, two brothers. Nate Dogg shouts out Cocaine.
Yeah.
Cocaine on a man. DJ Quick did a lot of production on a lot of songs that is but when it comes to, man, you know, you can't put, to me, Drake is a concept. He's the first from that community that gets to rap and say nigga.
And here's how much of a concept, how rare it would take to be. One, you from that community on your mom's side, but on your father's side, Larry Graham is your uncle. You got Larry Graham's blood. I mean, that slap bass. That mean he's a cornerstone.
Well, see, when I was talking about that, I had to explain. I said, man, look, check it out. I said, Drake is music royalty, and y'all have not a clue. In Memphis, that family?
Yeah. Oakland, too.
Come on.
They left Memphis, and they was running to San Francisco, Oakland when they got there.
So the thing what I didn't like about Drake when he first was when he came up with this whole fictional story about his dad and his dad not being in it. Like, huh?
And therein lies my issue with Drake. You have music royalty, like when Kendrick said you can't say nigga no more, I felt it. And here's the reason why. Not because I'm all for the mix. I don't give a fuck about none of that. But where do you lay your hat? What do you claim? I'm gonna go with whatever you claim.
We seen it when you did the video. You talking about hell yeah. Y'all doing the party. Y'all doing the traditional party.
Yeah, and then he had a bar mitzvah. That's what. For you to have Larry Graham as your uncle, and you ain't put him on one song, to me that's where I'm like, I see where the blood got you there, but you don't want to acknowledge the blood. I mean, because that's where that's where anything musical, the reason why you're able to mimic, because you have some of the greatest blood running through you for music, through that grand blood, you know? And so, and him not acknowledging that at any point in these last 15 years, to me, it's a sin to music. Because any child that's coming up knowing music should understand who Larry Graham is, if you're going to be a good music producer. You know what I mean? And that's one of the issues that we have, is not knowing who the fuck came before us, but at the same time sampling all they beats.
Well, see, you know what? I got mixed emotions with the sample pack. I got very much mixed emotions. I feel like if you get a sample pack, you should know the originator to every sample that you use.
Yeah, you should know something about them.
You're a fan of the music. You know what I mean? It's sort of like, all right, it's sort of like, man, I come from the generation where it wasn't no punch-in rappers.
Yeah, you had to rap.
So you had to write. If you you freestyle, that was for fun. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, you better drop a freestyle. Okay, yeah, that was hard. Now come on, let's get in here and really, man, let's take care of business.
Yeah.
So it's like, when I see cats and they don't write, I be tripping out. Like, damn, you don't write?
That's a trip.
They're like, nah, I just, man, come off the dome. I'm like, so in reality, I'll never get the best sound that you could ever fucking possibly give because you're just doing it on a whim. You're not putting your heart, your soul, your thinking into writing this hot 16. You just going, man,
but the shit sound good, so what do it matter?
The music sounds good. Don't necessarily mean the words. We listen to the production. Well, I listen to the production. We get off the production. That's why a producer is big now.
Yeah.
Producer was never that big. We Al Green, man, bro. You name 3 band members from Al Green. Mm-hmm. Name 3 band members from James Brown. Well, but you know what I'm saying? We knew the star.
I see what you're saying. Like when it come down to it, when it comes to the writing, because it's production, But when our music was at its best, whether it be hip hop, R&B, whatever form, country, when we was dominating that, we had a combination of great writing and great production. You know what I mean? Motown was great writing and great production. Stax Records, great writing, great production. Philadelphia Sound, Death Row. You know what I mean? You had great writing and you had great production. And we missing the writing element. And I think one reason why I think this battle was so significant between Kendrick and Drake was because it got people to see side by side what a writer looks like.
Come on, man.
And what mimic culture looks like. And when you separate them, you can throw all the lies out. Oh, they sold 10 million records. They sold this. They sold that.
Who you think will win in the fight?
I saw them both practicing Kendrick. Because Kendrick shorter, but the way he was throwing them, because he was ducking too. Drake was throwing it with his head all up. Kendrick
beat that. Drake was
throwing punches with his chin out.
Drake way bigger than that nigga.
But if you throwing punches with your chin out, and the other nigga coming up under like that,
Kendrick's doing prison workouts on his
yeah.
Like
for real.
Drake don't got a chance.
But what you got to see in the battle was what a writer looks like and what a nigga that need a team writers look like.
Hey, and see, you know, by us coming from hip hop, we know the history of him being a backpack rapper. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers, man, you know what I mean? They don't know. Nah, they don't know. They don't know him from being a backpack rapper.
Yeah.
So it's like we see the backpack rapping, we see what's going on and shit like that. Drake, cold concept. The coldest concept, man, in the world is Drake. Like that nigga, man, you feel me? He told you, hey, you're not gonna like my music if you don't get bitches. Like, I get it. The first female man.
But ain't all these
on the
rappers
Drake
concepts?
What?
All of them is.
Most of them are. The old days, it was original. You couldn't be a concept. You had
I
to
feel like the old
be.
days, it was more of a concept because half of them niggas was married and grew up in the valley, and you know what I mean, the old rappers. You know what I'm saying?
Here's what I mean by concept. Whose concept? See what he said. Drake is a concept that they say, okay, we got to get something that's gonna fit this mold. We're gonna put the money behind this motherfucker. That was Drake. The other concepts other rappers kind of had to create their own thing. Snoop ain't that, but it's something that he imagined, and then Boomty Bam came out with that.
I'll give you a perfect example. Tonic, you be making music, right? Yeah. All right, for sure. Look, Tonic got to go through all the stereotypes. Every time that he goes to rap or makes some music, makes a beat or any of that, hey, the first thing they look, oh, well, he ain't black. Now, might be one of the hardest motherfuckers we ever heard of. He's got to go through all them concepts, all those stereotypes and like that in order to make that, in order to be like, for us to get us to accept him and be like, oh, yeah, he hard. And it's still going to be people that look at him and be like, yeah, nah, bro, he not hip-hop.
But like, that's part of like that whole judgment thing. That's part of our music history too, though. Because whatever you are, you not with us. And we're going to take whatever the obvious thing is. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, when Kendrick was coming up, oh, nigga, you too short. You know what I mean? You can't take a short nigga. You 5'5", you a midget. You know what I mean? I can't saying that. And I like when it come to me, when I go into certain like education spaces or certain spaces, they look at me like, oh, nigga, you a fat nigga. What the fuck do you know? They used to fat niggas being doofuses.
Yeah.
And so, but when it comes to music is always, he's gonna have it worse because we're always gonna judge. And Tonic has the obvious judgment. But if you don't have the obvious judgment being in different ways, it's gonna be something else that's gonna make you prove who you are. And that's the proving ground that made our music great all the time.
Real tough.
And when we used to control the radio stations, and you had to be dope to get on the radio before all these corporations bought radio, they don't care if it's dope now because they just push it.
Yeah, real tough.
But when you had to be dope, and the proving ground was your block first. No one in Black America in our music, and when it comes from the gospel, even in church music, you come in that church, if you come in halfway stepping, get the fuck out of here. Church, the Sister Margaret at church be the first one to tell you to sit your ass down. You dig what I'm saying? But I think that competition is what make it great.
What was your favorite part of church? What was your least favorite part? Let me ask you that.
My least favorite part of church was getting there because I had 2 more hours to go. Yeah. Then my favorite part was leaving. But in the meantime, I would say in the middle of that, we had youth service when I was a kid, and we used to do like a bunch of go to Magic Mountain and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You go to Magic. That's where you, church is where the first place you got a stinky finger, and on the youth camp, that's the first place you hit the blunt. Nigga, church was the first place I did a lot of things.
Oh my.
Because youth service was a motherfucker.
What church?
I used to go to a church called Zoe Christian Fellowship. It was on Adams and in between Redondo and La Cienega. And it was in between La Brea and La Cienega on Adams. And like church is where I found all my hood politics. Because I grew up off Crenshaw Rodeo, but for the most part, I hooped. And if you grew up in LA and you hoop play basketball, if you don't bang, nobody fuck with you. And I didn't care about that world, they didn't care about me. But in church, nigga, we had Hoovers, we had 8 trays, nigga, we had 60s, we 40s, nigga, BPS. All them niggas' mamas came to our church. And so Wednesday night Bible study.
Fellowship.
Yeah, right? Wednesday night Bible study was a gang summit. So I got to see, are you from Gear? Okay, where's Gear? I ain't going on that street. All right. Oh, you from where? Oh, wow. I found, I'm no joke, when between 91, 92, when I was 10, I found all my hood Mason-Dixon lines in church.
That's crazy. Hey, you just opened up, man, you just brought up something I ain't thought about in years. You know what, at that time when I was going getting stinky fingers, Bethany. Yo, mamas, man, we was going to Bethany and then, you know, first shouts out to...
You knew you could go there. Church is supposed to do a lot more things than Deuteronomy 5:16.
Man, we used to take trips to, they used to take us to Tijuana, they take us to San Diego.
The little mission trips, you...
Nah, we need the youth bus driver.
Yeah, like we had they was telling our parents it was mission trips.
Man, it was I went on one of them other trips, man. But you know, I damn near went to jail in Mexico and shit for smoking weed. Smoking weed walking down the street, nigga, they got tackled.
Oh, you was that one. See, every time we went to Magic Mountain or something, it was always somebody that didn't go to our church that was with somebody. We got held up at Disneyland once because somebody sold a Daffy Duck. We got held up at Magic Mountain because somebody sold them. Every time, it seemed like 2 out of 3 times we go to one of them, somebody would be caught stealing something and they'd be on our church bus.
Hey, remember Ninja?
Yeah.
Remember the big Buddha?
Yeah.
I used to go beyond there and smoke. I used to opt them fits, go back there and smoke. Because we go to Magic Mountain.
We did too. Because that's where that was my first time ever hitting the blunt. I did it like one time when I was like 14 because we was on a Magic Mountain trip.
You remember the Carl Canard boots?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, y'all gonna feel this one, man. So hey, Shane, when you go to Magic Mountain and you go to the church thing or whatever, you gonna be the flyest, boy, when you on that Saturday to go to one of them trips. Man, listen.
Yeah.
I had on the Carl Canard boots with a long sleeve Tommy Hilfiger shirt with the Tommy Hilfiger pants.
Was fly in the morning.
Oh, you was fly.
Oh, I was hot, man.
In the
feet
morning.
hurt so bad. I'm walking around Magic Mountain in some fucking, you might as well say some Carl Canard Harley Davidson boots.
Ooh. And you gotta go up that big ass that hill.
Oh my God, man.
Nah.
I had stinky finger though, man, later and shit, man.
It was worth it, huh?
Huh? Oh, all them fucking, man, them trips.
Man, church, yeah.
Them church trips,
it
was the best. Hey, he just said something. He said it was a gang summit. I didn't even think about it.
For real, because like, you know, people live where they live, you know.
Yeah.
But they can't live over, you know, so it would be we have fights in Wednesday night Bible study sometimes because
Swear
to
church?
God, at church. But thing is, our one of the assistant youth pastors, Brother Ken, he was one of the original Bloods.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had like a lot of them old niggas in church was Slausons and stuff too.
Yeah.
So they knew how to talk to these kids. That's part of the reason why so many of them kids came to our church. We had like old Slausons, that will interact with the youth program. And so
yeah.
And so we had cats that knew Raymond Washington, you know. And
yeah. So they give him back. And they telling you.
And so you could see they would get respect, but then sometimes it would pop off. And then the pastor coming in with his tie trying to get, man, Gene, get off him.
Man, hey, I remember going to World on Wheels and realizing my relative wasn't from over there. And shit, I yelled his name, man, and then man, it was like, nigga,
worse,
who?
huh?
Nigga, they was like, nigga, that nigga's a buster.
Oh.
Right in front of his face.
Damn.
always laugh about that. Like, ugh.
But that's one thing I like about LA, man. You got to be who you are, and everybody respect it. Like me, I was always a square. You know what I mean? So I never.
You never got jumped. Never got pressed.
I never got pressed.
Never got jumped.
Where you staying?
On Chesapeake, Crenshaw Rodeo, basically right across from Dorsey. Crenshaw and Rodeo, in between La Brea, and then that's where I say then part of my life.
Nobody ever be like, man, you stay over here, you gonna be from the hood.
That and also Slauson and Broadway. So I was always back and forth between Slauson and Broadway and Crenshaw and Rodeo.
You never got jumped?
I was always cool with everybody.
Hit, you ever got jumped?
Hell yeah.
Who you get jumped by?
Oh, that's different.
Yeah.
The police, yeah, that's different.
No, he said the 40s.
I thought you said the police. Oh, yeah, you had to walk down King.
That was on your bumper
Dignan.
here, man?
Nah, because niggas was over there selling weed.
See, I was a certified square. Like I
selling weed.
I stayed in the square's place.
But you respect it. You be like, okay, I feel it. You feel, after it go down, you be like, all right, whatever.
Who, me?
Yeah, nigga.
Nah, nigga, I want to talk after that.
I'm gonna tell you a story. Rest in peace to my cousin. You know my Nina boy, my cousin. His big brother Corey just died last week. My cousin.
Sorry to hear that.
But my Corey, man, he was the one that really got me out when I was like I'm talking about like 7 or 8. You know what I mean? He was a big cousin that we could walk down to 7-Eleven, Sunshine Market right there at the Jungles. It used to be a Sunshine Market right there. And that's the first time I experienced getting pressed. Yeah. Because that nigga got pressed. I was like 7. And then some niggas hopped out right there at Rodeo Lane. And they hopped out in the car on him. But then right when they hopped out, my dad, we was like 10 houses from our house. My dad popped out and everybody in the neighborhood respected my dad. And he was like, "Oh, are you what you read? Okay." That was one time. But that same cousin Corey, we used to go to the Rancho Cienega pool. And my first time watching the Olympics, I was disappointed, the diving. Because I was like, man, them niggas good because I was used to the niggas that was diving at the Rancho Cienega Park.
Yeah, well.
The BPS, them Bloods niggas. Them niggas was bounce on that diving board, throw they set up, do a triple somersault, hit that hoe, no splash. And then be like, nah, blood, I got the next one. And I'm a kid watching it. My cousin Corey was one of them. Like, them niggas would throw the setup, it had no splash. So when I saw Greg Louganis, he wasn't as good as the niggas from the hood.
Nah, that's funny. He said no splash.
No splash.
Hilarious, bro.
But they never, they would throw their hood up. Nigga. And that shit was amazing to me.
Hey, you got me over here dying. That's fucking funny.
Hell yeah, but I was a square, so they didn't fuck with me.
You know what? I grew up going to Jesse Owens.
Yeah.
And mama's used to be the Jesse Owens pool.
They be diving one day.
Man, I used to dive off that motherfucker, man. That big tall ass.
Hey, St. Nick, these East Coast niggas don't know. Like, they all be like, man, black folks can't swim. Shit. Nigga, the diving from the niggas on the set.
Man, every damn near back then, especially back then, every park down there had a pool.
Man, look, I would love to see the Athens Park versus BPS diving competition, nigga. There we go. Fuck the shooting.
Come on, man.
Nigga,
hey.
if we can get them niggas going, because they had Kelly Park right there, nigga. Get the Mona Park divers, nigga, versus, man, come on, man. If we could have got video of that shit with the Jerry Curls in 1987, nigga.
Hilarious. Niggas coming up, man, looking like a commercial.
With whole Jerry Curls like,
Niggas swinging.
Nigga, they put their clothes on and go right back out to banging.
Hey, I was one of them motherfuckers with a Jerry curl, man. Come up out the club shaking my shit. Bitch be like, yeah, oh, they got good hair.
AC Green in the pool.
Oh, man, hey. Woo, you took me back. Yeah, man, that swimming pool. Hey, you know what? That swimming pool, that's when you realize, because I was like, I went swimming up there till I was about 13. And then that's when I ended up on a radar. Yeah. Okay. It's like, niggas like, oh, I hold on. Like, where you little niggas from? Wait a minute.
That's when I stopped, too. It's funny, 13 when I stopped going.
13, man. It was like, yeah.
13 for me.
It made me realize that, it ain't cool for me to be going swimming here, and I go to school in Inglewood.
13, like, for me, I hadn't gotten pressed yet, but I was seeing the cats around me my age getting pressed.
Oh, man.
And I was starting to see, because, like, when you 10, they ain't really, still a little ass over there. But when you start to be 13, 12, 13, and then it's a different situation.
Nah, when I was 10, I got banged on.
Oh, you did too?
I swear, man. I was at West Athens Elementary School.
Okay, West Athens. That's why.
Man, I was straight my son's age, man. And
You're right there at the 110.
yeah. You know
The
that's
110. That's where. Yeah.
little dude, man. He had to be in like the 4th or 5th grade, and they were like, "Nigga, where you from?" Hey, remember back then? You remember the rapper Bobby Jimmy?
Yeah.
Remember he had that song, man, New York and LA rappers make more than me?
Yeah.
Nigga, why did I tell that nigga the line from fucking Ice-T, that song Colors? When he made the song about colors. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Bobby Jimmy was a rapper. Okay, look, so he had a song called, man, New York and LA rappers. And basically he was rapping about all the New York and LA. He was mimicking their style and mimicking and making a joke about it, the rapping style and shit. So he got a spot where he do Ice-T as Colors. And the way he tells his story is a white boy walking through the hood. And he getting banged on and shit. He's like his responses. And they like, yeah, nigga, where you from? He's like, man, I'm from my mom. And you know, he just giving them. So I'm getting banged on. My response is from this Bobby Jimmy. So I'm telling, and not knowing that I am feeding the animal inside. Dude, like, hey, look, dude, at the end of school, hey, I'm beating you up. I'm like, I'll spook all through school. All through school. I swear to God, man, it's time, man, school over. Then, man, we used to go across the street to get picked up. I go across the street, I see him. I'm sitting there, I just acting. I wait till he get about a good 2 feet. Man, I must have took my books and threw it at his fucking face and hit him in by the grace of God, the corner, like hit him in the fucking nose and his nose broke and so he bled. I was gone, like, man, I swear to God, I was spooked.
Yeah.
Man, that kid, man, he was beating up dudes. Yeah. Like, man, he was for real. I'm trying to remember. Did he fuck with me? I might have got, man, I think I got jumped the next day by his brother and him. I remember you bitch ass nigga. I remember your name, nigga. I ain't gonna say your name, you hoe ass nigga. Just know, nigga, if I catch you, nigga, I'm gonna beat you up on the strip. Give a fuck if you're a minister or what, nigga. You know, I owe you that when you bitch ass nigga.
Nigga, if you got oxygen up your nose, he gonna snatch it out.
So, hey, show up at that nigga funeral, nigga, get to beating that nigga corpse up. Bitch ass nigga. Hey, my mama, man. But yeah, Bobby Jimmy, man.
You had said something earlier I want to go back to about the music and the Jamaicans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go back to that.
Man, well, I was hearing, Cool Herc or whatever, man, they was trying to push a narrative like, Jamaicans was the real creators of hip hop, and they was the first one to rap, man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that was just when I heard that, and I heard Busta talking to that shit, it was just so unfortunate. Because Jamaica has a dope music culture within itself.
Yeah.
And if hip hop was Jamaican, you'd have a hip hop scene in Kingston.
Real talk.
It ain't there because it's not their music.
Real talk.
It's the same story that every immigrant class in America has gone through, documented going back to the 1890s. When you go back to the 1890s into the 1900s, when people were coming from Ireland, when they were coming from Greece and Romania and these places, they was fucking with ragtime.
Yeah.
They was playing that Scott Joplin. What we had going became the sound. And then by the time 1910 come around, 1920, jazz is coming up. And so jazz is the sound of the youth.
Yeah.
The elders are listening to ragtime. And now you got the elder people who immigrated to this country 30, 40 years ago. Now they're the face of ragtime. And just in 1920, because black folks, we own the jazz. You know what I mean? We doing that. And then when we into jazz, we into that beat. When we got into swing, that was our shit. Battle culture, when they talk about battle rap, battle culture come from swing. When I heard them talking about the battling and stuff, I was like, no. In the 1930s, there was this drummer named Chick Webb at this club called the Savoy in New York.
Yeah.
And he had a band. And they was called the baddest band in the land. Anybody who wanted the title of the coldest swing band had to come to the Savoy Ballroom in New York and see Chick Webb. Duke Ellington went to go see him. Count Basie went to go see him. And then this white dude came around named Benny Goodman. He's known as the King of Swing. To this day, they still call this white man the King of Swing. Because by the time you get to the 50s, swing is old. 40s is kind of old, but in the 30s it's still hot. He come to see Chick Webb, and Chick Webb dusted his band from pillar to post. And the battle culture that, you know, we see in hip-hop. I'm saying this to make story, because I'm getting to hip-hop.
I see how you mean.
The battle culture we see this shit in swing when these niggas are wearing tuxedos. But when that saxophonist does a solo, my band leader looking at me like, nigga.
You better counter that. You better.
We in the 20s. It ain't no welfare. You playing this shit for your life. It ain't no Section 8. It ain't no government cheese. And if that nigga in his band does you gonna be looking for a job. Cause it's somebody that I heard earlier today that's dusty, he on your ass.
He hungry.
So competition is interwoven in our music. We was talking about church. I played the drums in church for 20 years. You know what I mean? I remember being the 14-year-old coming for the nigga in his 30s on the drums because I was coming. And then I remember being in my 30s and seeing the 14-year-old coming for me. You know what I mean? The new nigga that just transferred from Greater Gospel down the street, now he at your church, but he wanted your spot. So all that culture shit that we talk about in hip-hop, the battle culture, the dressing nice. I brought up swing because when bebop came and Dizzy Gillespie and Charlie Parker, two names every black person should know. When they came in, they said swing, because Benny Goodman became the face of swing and it became a white music. And now America, when you look back at swing, you see white people. You don't think of us. And that's our music, because now we on the bebop. But bebop, every rule you see in hip-hop, they came in with their own style of dress. They said we're going to wear double-breasted suits, dark brim glasses, and instead of, we ain't going to smile with white, we ain't going to smile, we going to come in with, this is serious music. We ain't going to tap dance like Bojangles. We going to be serious, and we going to play hard, and we going to play so good that white people can't take this. That's what Max Roach said, the drummer. That's what Dizzy Gillespie said. And it became a battle, Thelonious Monk. It became a battle thing that they keep taking our shit. And so we came up with our own, they came up with their own slang. Come here, cat daddy. Come here, snapping the finger, all that talk. That's bebop slang. Yeah. People think it's old America. No, that's a new thing. So hip-hop only did what bebop did 50 years prior. That's all I'm saying when we get to the 70s and 80s. It just, R&B had gotten stale in the 80s. All you heard was all these niggas like Howard Hughes singing with Shags on, and they singing about love, but they ain't singing about shit that we need to hear. Niggas need to hear what's going on the streets.
What's the culture?
Rufus and Shaka Khan, Parliament Funkadelic, told us what's going on the streets. Earth and Fire, Smokey Robinson, The Temptations, I'm doing Fire on Cloud. They reported the streets. But in the 80s, them niggas all got Jerry Curls and Shags to stop reporting the streets. And so now it created a vacuum for hip hop. Because what was the message? Street music. What was gangster rap before? Street knowledge. We as people got to have a culture of a message coming from our music. And when the mainstream take it, whether it be my first example going back to the 1890s, ragtime, my second example going back, and it's more examples in between, but I'm just going broad, big picture. My second example from swing to bebop to my third example from R&B to hip hop. It's a cultural thing. And each time we create a culture of music, we create our own style of dress. We dress different because we don't dress like our daddy. We competitive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We create a different language, and within that, LA niggas say it different than Houston. Houston different than New Orleans.
Yeah.
New Orleans different than New York. New York different than Philly. And Philly, they're 90 miles apart. So within our great nation, every time we come up with new music, we come up with a new lingo, new style of dress, new way of approaching it. And so all I'm saying is when I heard Busta Rhymes saying hip hop is Jamaican, I'm saying, nigga, you moved in on some shit that was going, I just took you back 100 years. If you watch my documentary, I can take you back 300 more. And I can show you that in blues, Kansas City blues versus Memphis blues versus Delta blues versus Carolina blues versus New York blues versus LA. Well, I can do it in country. I can do it in, we in Seattle right now, right?
Yeah.
Rock and roll. Electronic blues. Jimi Hendrix was playing Muddy Waters, but just with a better amp. And out of Seattle, you get that heavy electric sound. That's black culture, that rock and roll culture. That's all this rock shit that people talk about. That's Jimi Hendrix. They were dressed like Jimi Hendrix. And then after that, you get Tina Bell out of Seattle, grunge, black woman, Seattle, wearing the wristbands and the earrings and shit. You niggas dress funny, but it's a culture. So you see, no matter what culture.
Hold on, man. You gotta elaborate on Tina Bell because doesn't get talked about enough.
Tina Bell's a black woman that came up with a new style of music right out here out of Seattle, and it's off the top of my dome. I haven't, but just I know about her.
Yeah.
That style of music we call grunge with that heavy guitar.
Yeah.
With that rocker facade.
Yeah.
That's the way she dressed. That was her sound. And what's his name? Kurt Cobain used to work the club that she was doing her shit. So Kurt Cobain flipped Tina Bell shit. So the Seattle sound that we know is the Kurt Cobain, that's Tina Bell. And this is documented. And so that whole culture, that rocker culture, that's still black culture as expressed through Seattle. So hip-hop ain't do nothing new. It ain't do nothing unique. Disco niggas wore bell bottoms.
Yeah, real talk.
You know what I mean? Funk. Everything funk is hip-hop. Then hip-hop takes you sample everything. So all you gotta do is listen. If you study, if Busta Rhymes, Fat Joe, or any people that's trying to say hip-hop is anything other than 100% our culture, all I implore them to do is study the people that they sampled in their own music. Because if you listen to Busta, he sampled a lot of Joni Morrison. Joni Morrison gave us, not only did he give us Not Just Needy by Funkadelic, he gave us The Funky Worm by the Ohio Players. He worked for the Ohio Players and Funkadelic. And his own music has been sampled so many times. These are music, and if you study Joni Morrison and what he was doing, in the way he would battle with Bernie Worrell with Funkadelic, and that whole culture, you see everything that you're doing in rap, just the nigga you're sampling did. And then, but the person you sampled didn't sample nobody else. He was an original. It's the reason why,
he just heard his sound and he had to create it
play
on
it.
paper.
We stopped creating music in the 70s and we started replaying it. So the answer is right there in the music. All I implore people to do who want to say hip-hop is anything other than our culture, just study the people being sampled, and that'll end the discussion. Because they was doing everything hip-hop was doing.
Man, where were you at, man, when you realized Vanilla Ice was Vanilla Ice?
I was 10, and I liked Ice Ice Baby at first, but it was something. But that's why I give so much credit to Arsenio. When Arsenio had that show, when he checked them. See, hip-hop used to check motherfuckers. You couldn't be fake. And when Arsenio was like, you going around, you acting. I mean, basically, and Vanilla Ice started stumbling. That's when I was like, oh. And then when Ice Cube said, in Death Certificate, when he said, pretty soon it won't be no more Ice Cubes, just Vanilla Ice. And what are we seeing right now? that Death Certificate, True to the Game was a prophecy, nigga.
Hey, Death Certificate, best motherfucking album, man, that Cube ever created, damn near on the West Coast, bro.
It was a prophecy. Listen to Death Certificate and watch the scene of hip-hop in the world now. I put that album up there, because I love music. I put that up there with Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder. I put that up there on the top, Earth and Fire's That's the Way of the World. It's certain albums that just get a timestamp. And if you go to this album, you can really see that era. If you want to, I graduated college writing a paper to death certificate. That's how I graduated college.
Man, Dr. Khalid Muhammad on that motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Death Certificate is
the music going back. We needed that because R&B was just talking about love and shacks.
He told you it was going to be a riot.
Yeah, 6 months later, he said, you can't turn the ghetto into Black Korea. Pretty soon, swing, 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 chop, chop, chop. And then he also warned of the dangers of getting in the game, summer vacation.
This is a young man summer vacation.
They say, he
rehabilitation, because look at the motherfucking
years that I'm facing.
Oh.
He painted a picture. It is glorious. I'm not going to show you it's glorious, but then I'm going to tell you where it's going.
Hey, man, listen, man, you youngsters. Man, go check that Cube Death Certificate, man. He was 92. He tell you about going out of town with the bricks, man, to St. Louis and getting caught up.
Getting caught up.
Like, man.
He telling you about putting a condom on because you look who's burning.
I got a big old thing, and if that bitch can hang, I'm gonna do
my
my
thing with your daughter, which was a BB King sample.
Man, come
You know
on,
what I mean?
man.
And if you want to understand hip hop, understand BB King because he's talking about the same shit.
Who's that? Sir Jinx? That was the album Sir Jinx, boy.
Yeah.
They man. Yeah, they man. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, that death certificate.
Man, death certificate. That's
my favorite.
That should be in the Library of Congress, honestly.
Hit you on a death certificate?
Oh, like a motherfucker.
Man.
Nigga, Miles won't be listening to that type of shit. I'd be hard to have that tape, but I had it, though.
Death certificate. You know what else came out that year? Fear of a Black Planet.
Yep. Message in the music. What was talking about with Drake?
Can't Trust It. And that was the man. That was the name of it. That was the shit that was going. Can't Trust It.
And what's been the issue since 2002 in hip hop?
Man, come on, man.
We ain't had that.
You know what? You know who I thought? I'm gonna keep it 100. Man, don't beat me up, man. You know who I thought was gonna come with some shit? Kanye. When he came with Jesus Walks, I thought he was gonna go. I'm like, oh, this. Because when I heard it, I'm like, damn, that's hard. Ain't nobody. He about to come. Hey, this about to be the dude. Yeah. And he just like.
When his mom died, he gave us 3 albums.
Man, them 3 albums is classics.
And he dropped some good jewels on other people, like stuff that he would do a comment when he would do his 16 or other people's stuff. Doing that from like that 02 to like 09 era. He dropped some, but after that, it started to go a little bit, then it just kept going. Yeah. But I will give, Kanye still do be saying real shit though, for real. He still do. Like you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater because he says a lot of shit. You just got to know how to filter through the shit because it's a lot of shit too.
I don't pay him, man. You know what? Is
it's not in his music though.
I don't. He out to struggle, so it's like I get it. I don't expect nothing. He doesn't talk for the black race. He doesn't even represent me. So it's like is he can do whatever he want. I don't hold no grudges against him.
Yeah.
I don't hold no grudges against Diddy.
Yeah.
Like right now, like I'm not tripping for the simple fact of, bro, man, you my age. Remember how motherfuckers did it? OJ?
Yeah.
And now he dead and shit like that. And everybody just, oh, okay, rest in peace, OJ.
Yeah.
But they was, man, that man couldn't.
He
What's
couldn't
his name?
shit.
Man, hit this whoop. I'm trying to cheese, man.
That's right. Oh, you got the cheese. Okay.
Mama's, man.
I hear you. I like to just look at things because Kanye, I pulled back from his music 15 years ago, but I see who he's fighting. I have a rule. You don't necessarily have to push me as long as you ain't putting your foot on me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, who are you fighting? Are you fighting another? He, for a long time, was fighting the people that we don't mention.
Real talk.
Going directly at them.
Real talk.
So at that point, I'm just going to shut up. Because at least he going at people that I know I ain't going to mention their name. And he's doing it. And so to that I say, because I ain't.
But when you in bed with a motherfucker, man.
You can't
snitch your name.
He made the wrong. But sometimes the canary gets in there, then doesn't like what it sees, and it comes out to everybody else. That's how I look at him.
All right, love the entertainment industry. We all partake upon it.
Yeah,
love this shit. We know who we going against. We know when we know.
We know.
We know. Like it may come a time where they say, man, Saint Nick, man, how much? And we don't know what nobody says because I don't know your worth, you don't know my worth. Mm-hmm. I don't know Shane's worth. I don't know his worth. I don't know Tyler's worth. Mm-hmm. I don't know their worth, man. So when it's offered, it's like, if you don't know, you signing your life away, your likeness and everything else, that's your fault.
Yeah, and I think he didn't know that. I think I look at Kanye as somebody that regrets the decision to do it. Even when he came out and said that they sacrificed my mama, I think he's someone that regrets it, but he's so ungrounded, he doesn't really have anywhere to go at the same time. Like, it sounds like he's just running because he's ungrounded from his people. He ungrounded more so his people who he is as a person. I remember just running across him one time at the Staples Center, and you can feel when you're around somebody who just don't know where the fuck they at.
They're just there.
Yeah. I think Kanye just there, but he sees what's wrong, and he's fighting it, but he ain't, at the same time, he ain't grounded.
But you know why, though, right? Man, because it's like...
You signed that contract.
Man, on my mama.
You already signed that contract.
Soul, man.
Your point seeing, my dad used to say, point seen, money gone.
Man, once your soul... See, you been in, man, we all been in these rooms when we been in with these so-called artists and shit like that, and there's something wrong with them.
Yeah,
they soul gone, bro. Ain't no soul
you
there.
See, look at the eye like...
Niggas, man, that's why I like telling niggas, like, man, take your sunglasses off.
Yeah.
I want to look in your eyes.
Yeah.
Your eyes gonna tell me everything.
And that's why they keep them glasses on.
Man, they keep them glasses on, man. You ain't gonna... Like, it's weird. It's weird I go to the club, you got sunglasses on.
Yeah. Right. Right.
The fuck is you hot? It's like walking around seeing a nigga in a ski mask.
Right.
They be like, oh man, you know these two pool shiesties.
Right. And it's hard to see. Like me, when I'm out, I gotta see what I gotta see. That nigga might have a gun. This motherfucker might be moving. You know, they might have a knife in his hand. And if you in a club, it's dark. I can't tell if that's a knife in his hand or his phone.
Well, see, the thing about the funny part is, you know, the pool shiesty he has, right? Yeah. If you a gangster gonna show his face. Yeah. You a coward because you hiding your face. Yeah. This is me, Pac-Man. See me right here. Yeah. Fuck my enemies. What enemies? Yeah. Man, you can see me. But, hey, I'm right here. Yeah. You know who I am, so it is what it is. Second, I always learn, see, man, you know what I'm saying, just coming up, is you don't wear hoodies. You don't, because if somebody run up with a burner on you can't see them. It's the last minute, so you don't wear no hoodies, you don't wear nothing that can control you. Yeah. You know, every 2-3 steps, you look over your shoulder. You always look over your shoulder. You always look over your shoulder. You look over your left shoulder. You know, you do a burial, and you, man, keep going. Mm-hmm. But you don't never wear nothing, man, because when you got those masks, it's like this. Yeah. So you got to turn your head, man, they blinders on you and stuff like that. So that's what we was always told and shit like that, man. So it's like, my nephew, man, went to the fucking store and this motherfucker got a mask on and shit like that. Fucking little ski mask and shit. I'm like, man, what you? Oh yeah, man, you know my ops. Who?
Man. But again,
Instagram,
the music ain't talking about it.
Oh man, what ops? You weird ass.
Where's the music to tell you? Where's the music to tell you how to walk through, like how to survive in South Central? Where's the music?
Man, you know what?
Where's that version of 2000 of the last decade?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Because I remember Ben 10. Well, when he talked about, you know, watch out for the setup chicks. He told you about the setup chicks in his music.
Man,
you know what I mean?
Mama.
They told you about watching where you go and how you walk through, why you walk, like
fucking with a project bitch.
Yeah, don't do it. Like, you know,
you're fucking with a project.
Yeah, they even taught the fans how to work it. What song was that? When he said, when get off my dick and tell your bitch to come here, fellas. If you a fan, if you're a man and you a fan, just be a fan. Shake my hand and make it a firm shake. Say what's up, Ice Cube, and then break. He was telling you, even if you love something like, oh, that's on America's Most Wanted.
Real talk.
You know what I mean? He said, if you a man, women be a women, man be a man. If you're gonna shake my hand, make it a firm shake. Say what's up, Ice Cube, and then break. Nowadays, you go to a Laker game now, these niggas be fanboying over these athletes and entertainers. They be like, niggas be googly-eyed.
Let me get a flick. Let me get a picture. Let me get a...
Yeah, like, man, just say what's up. And if it's the right moment, ain't nothing wrong getting the picture if it's the right moment and if it's cool. But these dudes will be sitting there looking like, who's in the bride? Oh, that's Future. Like, dude, that's nigga.
Yeah, but you know what that is, though? We have access, and a lot of cats, they don't. We grew up in L.A. We have access. It's nothing. We go to school with stars.
Even the kids in L.A. doing it now. That's the problem.
Man, everybody wants to be famous. Everybody want to attach themselves, man.
That's why the music used to tell you it's cool, but it's a way. You move a certain way. Just
everybody
chill.
want to attach themselves, man. Hey, man, Dwann's here, man. I want to be attached to Dwann, man. Everybody want to be famous, man.
Yeah, but
some way, form, or fashion. That's why we got a pie, man. Right now, it's somebody, man, doing a podcast right now talking about toilet paper. Getting paid. I swear to God. Getting paid.
You ain't even lying, though.
Man, come on, man. Everybody want to be famous, man. It's like, it is what it is, man. It's like, damn, bro.
I get it. All I'm saying is I just want some the music. And I say that to say, because I know it's not a young, independent cats out there that y'all do the music right. I ain't talking about y'all. We started talking about the Drake, Kendrick battle. We talking about what they put out. And what they put out, it ain't got nothing to it behind it.
Well, man, listen. I'm gonna keep it real with you. We're not hearing the talented artists.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, we're not.
We're being so drowned out by so much fake shit that we're turning it off. Like, at least me personally, I didn't listen to the Kendrick Drake battle because in reality, I don't listen to neither one. Hey, Kendrick had a great album. That first album, classic.
Yeah.
I'm so, because I've given up on hip hop.
Yeah.
I seen with oh man, I'd rather listen to some old school, I'd rather listen to some live music, I'd rather listen to jazz. I just ain't trying to hear because a lot of times was it's like how people take something and make it negative. I never thought woke would be negative.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I look at the same thing.
Even Dre said it in his song. In his song, the other one he did, Fanny Matters, he told Kendrick, "You rapping like you trying to free the slaves." Like, what? He just say, like, because he putting some kind of something behind it, you trying to free the slaves?
Well,
like,
it's no different than what a motherfucker used to tell a nigga, "Oh, you trying to kick knowledge."
Yeah, like, that became a negative thing. Like, and that's, come with you. I'm always, my favorite form of music is funk. Funk and R&B. I like melodic R&B. I will listen to Luther Vandross and Marvin Gaye 59,000 times before I listen to Tupac. That's just me.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I'm more into Thelonious Monk, you know what I mean, than I am anything hip-hop. But I like to keep my ear to what's going on, because hip-hop still is the message of what the people are listening to.
Yeah.
And so to see a battle between people on this level is something that I hadn't seen before just in music. And the vulgarity of it. Yeah. So that made me say, okay, when Kendrick's bars got 10 million views, now the all-time most streamed in less than a week on Spotify, I had to pay, just as a music connoisseur, I had to just pay attention to
see what's going on.
To what's going on. And the way I saw it, this big picture, you have these battles in music, and these battles decide what message is going to go forward.
Who's going? Well, see, this is the thing. I'm gonna keep it. Hey, to me, when it was like Drake against fucking Kendrick Lamar, it was like Drake against fucking. It was like Kendrick Lamar against fucking Silk the Shocker.
Right. And see, you thinking as a musician, the issue is over the last 20 years, the fanboys enter the building. And they're not thinking as a musician. They're thinking, I love this guy. I grew up on his music.
He dropped the song in 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's not his best, man.
You had established rappers like Cam and Mace that were going at Kendrick for waiting 17 days to drop a song. Like, when is taking time being a bad thing in music? Don't you want the music? Isn't the right thing for the music to be right, not fast?
Well,
when did these bullshit metrics? Oh, somebody, their rhyme pattern and these bullshit metrics got into hip hop.
Hey, you thought Cam and Mace thought Drake was gonna lose?
No, they thought he was gonna win.
So of course they're like, oh yeah, it took them 17. They
were really doing. They like, I mean, a lot of those major podcasts was trying to really. That's what made it a battle.
Yeah.
If you just list them without any hype, it was a wash. But the battle came because all the pundits, the DJ Academics of the world, the Joe Buddens of the world, they were all making it, and the Star Show, they were already hyping it like, no, Drake is up 2-1. And they would say he's up 2-1 because he had 2 songs out versus 1. They wasn't going back and reviewing the bars like, okay, he won because of these lyrical reasons. It was literally because he had 2 songs that came out in 2 days oh, he's up 2-1. And that became the debate. And I'm like, okay, wow. This is really a war between the real and the dumbasses.
Real talk.
And so, like, I go back to, like, the Nas and Jay-Z battle. Remember that battle in the early 2000s?
Yeah, hell yeah.
The people on the streets in New York said Nas won. But at the time, you know, the social media wasn't where it is right now, where the people didn't have a voice. So the media got to choose. They got to choose.
Yeah.
And they chose Jay-Z.
They on mamas.
And then what? But what happened when they chose Jay-Z? What happened to the rest of hip-hop? What did we say earlier, 2002? Because Jay-Z was around in the 90s and nobody gave a fuck.
Real talk. Yeah, Jay-Z was, but Jay-Z is a whole nother different concept. He's the safe rapper. He took, boy, fuck it. Jay-Z took rap materialistic.
Yeah.
The
fuckboy era. Him and Diddy.
Him, Diddy, Baby, Bling Bling.
It came in about hoes and clothes.
Oh, man, that's all motherfuckers was, because they don't even, man,
And guess what?
Political. We come up under
And guess what? Look when they did it. I look at timing. 02, that's when I worked at the bank. I worked at Washington Mutual Bank in Inglewood on Manchester and Locust. And I was doing loans and shit. Equity was flying high. It was equity in the hood for the first. Remember, that's when you got Mama House for 50 grand. Now it's worth 250 grand. Remember them years? And that was the same era as the hoes and clothes era, the Jay-Z era.
The Escalades.
The Escalades of the Lexus LS400s.
The spinning, man.
The spinning rims. That's when the Chrysler 300 dropped. That's when they came up with the new body design.
Style, yeah.
And then the Charger dropped. And that was during the hoes and clothes era. People always say gangsta hip-hop, it was the worst era. No, it was the hoes and clothes. Because niggas, I worked at the bank. Cats was pulling equity out their house, our mama's house, or their house that was once valued at 100 grand, now it's worth 300 grand. Because equity was doing this.
Yeah, real talk.
And I'll be like, you want to remodel your kitchen? You want to put a new roof on? What was niggas doing? Listening to that hoes and clothes era and buying they Chrysler 300s, buying they Lexus. If you in your 20s, shut up and listen. This is what your mama was doing. Your daddy, they was going, pulling equity out the house. They was selling the house and moving to Riverside, selling the house on Arlington, and goddamn, and in the hood, nigga, in whatever city you in, whatever street, MLK. If you listening, nigga, if you MLK, you in nigga hood. Your mama, your grandmama left your mama house somewhere off MLK, and she sold that motherfucker, your dad, and they moved to like the outskirts of town.
Somewhere for.
And they
in the desert.
With that equity, they succumbed to the hoes and clothes era of hip hop, buying all kind of bullshit. And then when the economic crash happened in 2008, no more equity in the house, no more line of credit. Now you got your house up here, it's valued here, but you pulled your money out on hoes and clothes, or you moved to Atlanta or some shit and spent the money on hoes and clothes to where now 10 years later, we gentrified out them same goddamn areas.
So they tried to go be
the music.
The music.
Pushed it. Fuck the gangsta era rap. Niggas still living. We lost a lot of money in that era.
I had a chain that hung all the way down to my belt buckle.
I bought a Audi A6, nigga. I'm still in college.
I had the Benz, had the S5 with the Lorenzer, man.
I ain't talking like I'm better than nobody, nigga. I bought the Audi A6. I'm
come on, man. That's what I was saying.
It was just in the air, like nigga. I got it.
T-shirt.
It was in the air. If I got it, let's go. Jay-Z in San Tropez. I can't go to San Tropez, but I can go to San Jose. I'm gonna go where I'm going to Miami. I remember going to Essence Fest because that's when women in the caviar, they know who we are because we're pimping all over the world.
Yeah.
Ludacris came out. I'm in New Orleans drinking hand grenades. So what are we doing? We going to New Orleans to get some fucking hand grenades.
Man, Incredible Hulks.
What if the music was telling us, hey.
We did.
Yeah, we did it.
That's why they chip, man. That's what I don't understand. That's why they chip Pac.
Nigga.
Pac would have said, man, bro, this is, man, I swear to God, if Pac would have said, man, I need 10,000 real niggas, oh, you need 99. Let's go.
What if when that equity went up, when we had money that got dumped into the economy between post 9/11 and 2008 economy crash, that was a 7-year span where money was free to get, 0% interest loan on cars.
Old Bush.
Yeah, the interest rate, like the prime rate had gone down to the prime in the 80s was at 15%. Now prime rate is at 3.25.
Hey,
Borrowing is free.
Hey, listen, all you cats that's in Phoenix, Arizona, they were selling your houses like 70, 85,000.
Nigga.
2,000. I remember going through there.
Bruh.
Oh, man,
Vegas
Buckeye,
too.
Goodyear. Oh, man, that was...
It was 2 stories, 80 grand, and then that's what they was doing. But the music was telling us suspended. I'm not saying all music got to be politically. I'm just saying, what if 20% of the music? What if 15% of the music that we listen to? What if 10% of the music that we listen to is just saying, "Hey, man, I just bought me 1 more, 2 more, 3 more houses on the block." Niggas, enough. If just 10% of the music. 15%? I ain't said it all.
We was born.
Because the money was there. What if you say, "Oh, I got the equity out of my house"? As talented as these rappers are, they could have had something that, "Oh man, I got this," and instead of buying a chain, because you already talking about buying something, and you can make it clever.
Hey, shouts out to Jacob the jeweler, boy. He sent
Boy.
you.
Boy.
Shouts out to Jacob the jeweler, man. That nigga Jacob, boy.
Man, Jacob, man, the teeth, the chains, but that was within the mass consciousness, and that got really pushed, and I saw like being at that era. I'm in college and working at the bank at the same time, and I'm playing the drums in church, and I'm playing the drums with 2 different bands. So I'm in music.
Yeah,
I'm in music. I'm in church still playing. I'm in college, and my minor is cultural anthropology, so that meant study what you see. Anthropology teaches you what questions to ask. Okay, I'm working at the bank, and I'm thinking like, okay, hypothesis. Okay, and this I wasn't thinking this at the time because I was too busy buying my Audi A4s and going to Miami, being susceptible to the bullshit.
Yeah.
But I look back, now we in gentrification. How did we get here? Just from 2005. Because in 2005, the hood was still 99% us.
Man, hey, that's why I don't be mad when I be saying, "Oh, you got gentrified." Nah, I didn't get gentrified.
No,
you niggas sold grandma's house.
Niggas was selling that.
Niggas was going 30, man, 40, 50 miles out. Oh, yeah, I got a pool.
I could drive back into work. Now you divorced
3
because...
hours, 6 hours just to go back and forth.
Man.
Out your life that you're never going to get.
I'm so glad my dad didn't make that move. My mom wanted to make that move in like 93 when people moved
Lancaster?
to Pomona.
Oh, Pomona.
Pomona, late 80s, early 90s. Riverside was just popping off.
Riverside was going
My mom was looking at
Marino
Pomona.
Fowler.
Yeah. My mom was looking at that. My dad was like, hell nah. She was like, it only take 45 minutes to get back into work. My pop was like, shit, in 10 years, it's going to take 2 hours and 45 minutes. Pops knew that
smart.
shit back in 91.
He was smart, man.
He was like, and white folks going to be living right over here. Now that house, they done sold that. They live in a different house now. But that house that my parents had got in 1986, then they got it for like $80,000, $86,000. I looked on Zillow, that shit worth like 1.3 now.
Easy.
A little box.
Easy. Inflation, boy. Shane gave me the fingers, man. Okay, man, you know what I mean? Well, shit. Brother Dwann, man, go ahead and tell them where they can find you, brother. DWANN.com. Dwann, no, DWANNB, Dwann B. Dwann is spelled DWANN. DwannB.com. As @DwannB on Twitter, @DwannB on Instagram, @Dwann on TikTok, @DwannB on YouTube. Especially go to that YouTube, @DwannB. Or just go to DwannB.com and click on around all that shit. Everything's on there. Man, hey, look. Check this brother's documentary out, man. It's coming out, man. You know, he's a historian when it comes to music, man. And, man, the historian when it comes to our people. Man, Hotepish. You know what I mean? So he gonna hit you with that good knowledge, man, that wisdom, and it's for you to understand what he kicking. You feel me? We blessed and lucky to have him over here on the spot, man. You know what I mean? Hey, shouts out to everybody that supports, man. Everybody that's in here, man. You know what I'm saying? And, man, we got another episode, man. Hot one for y'all, man. Stay tuned.